Hello everybody, it's Slushy and welcome to another video. Now today we're going to be talking about AHS 1984, Episode 2, Mr. Jingles. Now, if you're wondering why I'm wearing the Freddy Krueger glove and the hat, is simply because in 1984, Nightmare on Elm Street released, so I figured it'd be kind of cool. I don't know, it's kind of stupid, I guess. Episode 2 is literally on par with the first episode, except for the fact that it doesn't have as strong of an intro. And the reason why it doesn't, there's a good reason, is because if you've seen the first one, you don't really need a super strong intro for the episode 2 because you've already got an idea of what's going to happen in this episode. So if anyone's going to make the complaint that this one doesn't have as strong of an opening, that the series is getting weak, which I've seen online for some reason, people are already saying it's weak and it's stupid. I don't know how you can even tell that after 2 episodes. To me, you need at least 3 or 4 to even dictate whether you're going to enjoy the show or hate it. The first episode was a very strong love for me, as it got me back into the series after the first episode of season 1. And to top it off, I mean, it's the perfect slasher show. I mean, we don't get a lot of shows about slasher killers, and this one nails it, like straight down. I'm talking 6 feet down where the bodies are going to be going, okay? Now, this show is just grabbing me really good. Not with claws, because that would hurt like hell. I'm talking like, well, I guess getting murdered would hurt like hell, too. It continues the whole vibes of the 1980s, and it really makes sure that you remember that you are in 1984, and they don't try to veer away from that. You get the soundtrack that just hits home, really, whenever you just are just sitting back and watching this show. You're just like, damn, I remember that from this movie. Like this song from this movie, kind of reminds me of John Carpenter's music, or very synth type music that you would hear in almost every John Carpenter movie, which I love. I love that. And in general, the camp itself is like a big, homage to Friday the 13th. And man, there's like so many cool things in here. I just love it. And even the guy, even Mr. Jingles, kind of resembles the killer from I Know What You Did Last Summer, which I know not a lot of people love that movie. I love it. Just because I love any slasher movies, just in general. It's one of my favorite subgenres. But anyways, back to the episode. So one thing I don't like about this is, once again, they show Mr. Jingles in way too much. He's not shown a lot throughout the episode, but whenever he is shown, I feel like they show him too much, if you know what I mean. Like, you see his face, you hear him talking. I just don't like that. I really wish they would have kept him in mystery. Kind of like with Michael Myers, how he kind of stays in the shadow for most of the movie, and then he comes out towards the end in the first Halloween. If they did something like that, I would have really loved that. Because to me, a killer is really creepy. Whenever he's out there, you can't see him, he's there, and you just don't know when he's going to strike, but you know that he will, and you can't prepare for it, which I think is the creepiest part of it. Slasher killers, they're just kind of hiding there, waiting for the moment to strike. And this killer, he kind of just comes out straight, which is very different from other killers, which sometimes that could be good. It could be a good thing. It's creative. Not a lot of slasher killers do that. But for me, it's the only negative of this show. I just don't like that. It's just a personal thing. It's not going to, ruin your enjoyment of the show, because I don't like that. That's just a personal opinion. So in that aspect, I think the show's perfect. If you take that out of the picture, show's great. I mean, I stay into it from beginning to end. The acting, once again, it's very slasher-esque. It has that certain feel that it needs to have for you to fully realize, get into the feel of the movie and know, like, I'm watching a goddamn slasher show, which is rare because nobody makes slasher shows. So if anything, give it support for that sole reason, and just watch it. I mean, there's literally nothing negative besides Mr. Jingles that I can say. I do hope, however, since there is 2 killers in this show so far now in episode 2, I wonder if the trailer killer, the one with the mask on that pops out of the water and grabs the girl in canoe, I really hope he comes into play at some point, because ever since I saw the first trailer, I was like hyped for that. I was like, oh my god, this guy looks awesome. But so far, I haven't seen an appearance from him. Maybe he's out there lurking. Who knows? We'll find out in episode 3 potentially, or episode 4, or 5, or 6, or 7, or 8, or 9, or 10. Whoever knows. But I really hope he does make an appearance at some point, because he's just a very cool looking killer. I mean, it's awesome. It would be awesome to see him. That's all I'm saying. Once again, Emma Roberts nails it with her slasher acting. She has the perfect acting, and I would honestly love to see her in an actual slasher movie, that goes into theaters. I would just love it. People need to make more slasher movies. a genre, a subgenre that's really dying out over the years. So I really hope that it's being resurrected. First Halloween 2018. There's working on another Nightmare on Elm Street now. Coincidence. And I'm just super hyped. We're living at a great time of horror. Everything's, horror's become so mainstream, which to some is bad, but to me it's a really good thing because more people are coming to the genre. And that's a good thing no matter what. Whether they're watching, Scream or Friday the 13th or, I Know What You Did Last Summer or Hellfest or Escape Room or any of these new movies that are coming out. It doesn't matter, as long as you're watching the movies and supporting horror, I'm cool with you. I'm literally cool with you. But I really cannot wait for episode 3. Let me know your thoughts down below. If I had to give it a ranking on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like a 10 because I'm not going to take away a personal issue off the scale. Now, if I did do that, it'd be like a 9.9 because, just 1 point, minus 1 point, or minus zero point 0.1 or so. So I don't think it's worth even doing that. But if you haven't seen American Horror Story 1984, get updated. They'll be playing it throughout the week so you don't miss it. And keep updated, and you're going to want to. And see it through the end because I'm sure it's going to have an epic finale. And just in general, sweet dreams. And I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.